All right, bam. So, excuse my lips, I'm a little dehydrated. It's all right. Today's video is going to be a continuum of yesterday's where I slowly but surely update you. Meanwhile, there's a guy with a fucking metal detector. I don't know if you see him. A guy with a fucking metal detector just detecting grass, probably looking for gold or some shit, whatever the fuck he's doing. I don't know why he's doing it. It's bizarre. Nothing's hidden here, whatever. But we're going to talk about how there's agents, there's, all types of shit put in place to monitor you, and how this pertains to my story, because I'm piecing it together bit by bit, frame by frame. I have obviously the Cluster B uncle that likes to be close to me, surveillance, see what I'm doing. He wants to see if I'm making progress in my accomplishments to try to destroy what I'm building. I have the other uncle that wants to do it, obviously, as well. And, he'll stay up early in the wee hours of the morning because right now I'm kind of unemployed. I'm getting denied jobs. I'm flagged, I guess. He'll stay up early in the wee hours of the morning to gamble, see what I'm doing, and just eavesdrop and whisper certain little things to me. Like I don't know what it means, like I don't know what he's talking about, and I play stupid. And I'm genuinely building underneath their feet and basically treating them like they're stupid. Sorry, my bottles fell. My devices are tapped, their watch, obviously, like I said. My mother is trying to say that something is wrong with me simply because I used to have ADHD when I was younger and I needed medication to be still, or what the fuck ever the ADHD pipeline is. And, it's all these different things that are happening in my life where she's trying to try again, and I guess I only have so much time to get something done, try to build something stable, build something that will last, build something that I can take with me, or I can take on the road and take advantage of on the road to monetize or whatever. Also, I've been reading stories of other TIs or other chosen ones where it's like, when I was 9 years old, right? And I'm talking about my story now. 9 to 11, I can't really tell y'all when it happened. I just know when it did, this age gap. They took me to a white lawyer, and that white lawyer knew that there was indifference in a room when the family was trying to get me to sign a conservatorship, which is like a 302 or like a mental health program, basically that Britney Spears shit. They were trying to sign me up for that. And so I was asking the right questions, and he somehow was like, "You're not on board with it?" And I was like, "On board with what?" I thought I was just getting free money because that's what my mom presented it as, like me getting checks for ADHD to help with schooling and to help me pay for uniforms and things like that. 9 to 11-year-old me didn't know what that meeting was, whereas 28-year-old me knows what that meeting was, exactly what the fuck it was. And so he kept repeating to himself, he's like, "Hey, do you know what you're signing?" I was like, "Yeah, to get free money for my ADHD." He was like, "No, let me highlight everything that's important. Let me make sure you know what you're signing, because it seems as if you don't know what you're signing." So he went through, took the pamphlet or the packet, whatever, back from me, and he highlighted a lot of things in bold print that back then, obviously, a child isn't going to know. Similar to a rapper walking into a record label, it's all of these different things in bold print that is a long-term thing that you don't really know, and then you're signing this shit away, and then you find out, like, oh, shit. He was highlighting shit in bold print, and he's like, "Hey, now that you know what you're signing, do you agree with the terms and conditions in front of my family?" And I was like, "No, I don't." I kind of don't. I got a weird feeling about this shit. Something, just doesn't settle wrong, because you're making it seem like it's not easy after what you just said. I was like, I'm getting free money, blah, blah, blah. He was like, well, it's not that easy. This is something serious. This is something that you actually need to read through and determine whether or not you agree with the terms and conditions. And so my family was trying to, who is my narcissistic mother, my narcissistic sister, and my narcissistic grandmother, were trying to secretly sign me up for the conservative, or the conservatory, whatever the fuck it's called, 302-5150, 5250, whatever, in different states. And so he interrupted them and would not allow them to just sign me up for some shit that was predatory to me at a young age. He asked, or no, some type of way he got frustrated, and he refused to just have me sign shit in ink, not even knowing what the fuck I was signing, because they were trying to present it to him as if I was retarded. And based off the conversation that we were having at 9 through 11, he was like, no, there's something about this kid that's not retarded, because he's making logical points, he's making logical sense. Let me highlight this shit in bold print. And after I highlighted certain things in bold print, and we had a discussion over which terminology meant, something was wrong there. There was indifference in the room, and now I'm getting frustrated because it seems like the family wants something, but I don't see what the family wants. And so my mom was like, if you want to go through with it, they were trying to gaslight me and trick me into, just going through it like nothing was wrong. And he just wouldn't budge. He knew something was up. He knew that they were trying to get me across the line, because if they can do it once, they can do it for the rest of my life. And he genuinely gave me a chance to read through the terms and conditions. And he was like, okay, now that you know what each term means, do you agree with the terms and conditions? And I still was iffy on it. And he was like, you know what? I can't do this. And then he walked me out of the room. And when I got out, I told my mom, I was like, he can't do it. He won't do it, blah, blah, blah. And my family, they gave up right there. Little did they know, them giving up right there was a pivotal moment. It was the time I needed. The extra time I needed, the time that he brought, was to go through the process, develop as a person, and slowly but surely learn what everything is. And years later, I recall that pivotal, critical moment. I'm like, damn, now that I know what all of this shit is, I almost signed up for something predatory that would have ruined me right then and there, because they're still going for it. They're still trying. They're still fucking trying at 28. Like, this shit, man, shit's about to get crazy for both sides, because I'm not allowing this shit. I'm not standing for the shit. Discussion over. Anyway, we're going to talk about every single layer in detail, and I'm also going to break down every single layer of the cult and the funding and where they get the money from. Just all of these different things in my personal story that piece together that other people resonate with. I also want to throw out this theory that I feel as if people are getting paid to hush you up in comments, or people are getting paid to diagnose you as schizophrenic or paranoid, even though they aren't a clinical psychologist themselves. It's a cover-up story, basically, that they're trying to do in these comment sections of target individuals, blah, blah, blah. On Reddit as well, like different places where a target individual is trying to tell their story, they're trying to silence them, they're trying to make them seem like they're crazy, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, I hope that guy finds the gold he's looking for. But anyways, that guy just didn't want to go through with it. And I didn't realize at the time when I walked out that guy just saved my life. He had integrity. He refused to just sign me up for a narcissistic cluster B pipeline. It's cold outside. I think I'm crying on cam. I damn near cried this morning, right? When I was piecing everything together, because I was reading somebody's story. I was like, oh, fuck, there's a whole pipeline to this shit. But anyway, he stood on integrity and he refused to allow me to sign up for guardianship or like a conservatorship or whatever. And they're basically trying to hit my finances, control my finances to control the narrative, and I'm trying to get around that. I'm trying to find ways to fund myself, trying to find ways to make money. I'm trying to find ways to make money. I'm trying to find a way to stay afloat. I'm trying to hit the lottery, trying to do something, to keep the ball rolling. Because once I leave, there's no energy weapons, no devices, even this shit. Like, I might have to buy something new to tell my story. I might have to have a new Google to tell my story. I might have to do something different to tell my story. It's, I might have to let the Instagrams go. I might have to, but I'm going to have to go layer by layer and slowly but surely get everything back. It may take a while, it may take a year, it may take half a decade, it may take a decade, it may take 2, 3, if I'm even around then. But I know for certain that a lot of TIs, a lot of individuals that were preyed upon by their families, they were like, fuck it, I'm packing everything as is, and I'm leaving broke. They did that shit, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do that too. But I ain't worried about doing that shit. It is what it is. They hinted that your survival is better than any finance. It's better than going through any pain and calling the family back. It's better than all that shit. And I agree. I'd rather die on a mission. I'd rather die, out in the street than to let them get the victory of my defeat, my succumbness that they want to see. All because I was born without a mental illness and they were. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. I'm restless. I got bags. It's a 24-hour thing. I'm on a hustle 24 hours. I'm always working. I'm always making content. I'm always making music. The ball always turns. It always bounces for me. That's just the way it is. But like I say, I'm on a mission today. I kind of got shit that I got to do. I'm going to see you motherfuckers when I see you. This is just me just spitballing and trying to see where I'm going with this shit, because it doesn't have to be a daily thing. Whenever I feel like just talking and just, expressing, I will do that. But I'm also planning on getting in the comment sections with a lot of people too, because I know a lot of people are going to be telling their stories. A lot of people are going to be, opening up about their situations and shit like that. We can do it, because what it is that slowly but surely, I'm putting everything on the table, and eventually everybody is going to see who the liar is. Once it's out there in the open and everybody can see who the liar is, ain't shit you can do. People, at this point, they have to bury me because they realize that they have made the wrong decision. They have chosen the wrong side. So it's like, we have to bury you now. You are a permanent enemy now, or we just have to give up altogether and run whenever we see you, because that's financial paperwork that we don't want to deal with. That's a RICO that we don't want to deal with. We're smiling in your face, we're speaking it to you, but we don't think you know, but you actually knew, and we know that you know. So it's like, fuck, man, this is awkward. Yeah, it's awkward, but I ain't necessarily going for you. I'm only going for you if you stick to the shit. If you choose a coat over me. And it's just that simple for me. It's just that simple. I realize right from wrong, and I'm just not about to sit here and allow us to be Vaselined up and fucked gently by Big Pharma, by psychology, the billion-dollar industry of fucking people up and selling them the medication and selling them these false symptoms and trying to have them thinking that they're schizo and all these other things when they are not a schizophrenic in comparison to a real schizophrenic by an actual therapist that's not a targeted fucking individual. There are people that have mental illnesses. There are people that have disorders, and those people, they get treated to the best of their ability by a professional. The fuck is he doing with a goddamn metal detector, bro? What is he doing in wood chips? I swear to God, when I walked past him, I think I said it. I was like, yo, I hope you find a gold. And he ain't say shit to me. Because he knows it's one of those things like, bro, it's cold as fuck. You're outside and you're looking for like gold or, you know, a knife or a quarter or a penny, some copper or some shit and some goddamn fucking woodchucks. Fuck out of here. But in other news, dude, keeping it real got my video flagged yesterday on YouTube, so it's adults only for some videos, some shorts. But when you watch the whole thing, you can actually see the whole thing. And I'm not demonetized or anything like that, but it's adults only because they don't want the language around profanity or profanity around children, because I kept it real and I will continue to keep it real. I will, because there's a lot of shit we got to unpack. There's a lot of shit we got to talk about. There's a lot of shit we got to address. And I don't give a fuck who I make uncomfortable. I don't. Because, man, this shit is so damn deep. We're about to get layers deep into this shit, and it's about to just get more and more personal. It's about to get more and more personal. Like, y'all are about to understand me more as a person. Even though I'm not tripping about the shit. I ain't worried about the shit. It just kind of is what it is. Some of y'all are really going to get to see the real me, meet the real me. Some of y'all have never met me. Some of y'all might meet me. I don't know. But more of the story, this is going to be entertaining for people that watch this shit play out. It's going to be entertaining. Because I'm going to show y'all everything on paper that I did. Everything that, you know, all the evidence I done showed y'all, the junkie house, the shit being piled up and us not being able to flush the toilet and shit for days on end because our landlord is a slumlord. We got mold in the house. They won't report it. All this shit. It's awful, the situation I'm in, but it's whatever. I'm gonna go on and peace the fuck out though, because like I said, I got shit to do. I also gotta cut my hair. I'm a little hairy. It's cool. Ain't that bad, but it's been Jordan. I'm gonna see you motherfuckers when I see you, man.